The doctor did realistically sit down and tell me that there was a chance I could never walk again. I remember flying through the air, the whole life flashing before your eyes thing happened. That's a real thing.
He's one of those guys that you can't help but want to be successful. And it's almost like you'll do stuff for him to be successful because that's just the kind of guy he is.
There is more to Andrew Lunsford than just a sycamore dressed in a blue number 96. From never playing high school football to being cut from his junior college team to overcoming one dreadful morning in October of 2013. The homeschooled Andrew Lunsford was mostly known for his soccer success, but after watching his brother John start to thrive, he decided to test the waters of football.
I had no idea as far as if, the way I was able to kick, if that was good or not. The bar that I used to measure was Brandon Cornblue, and that was the guy who really trained John and got him to where he is now. And I went to one of his training sessions and just said, hey, I've never played before, can you evaluate me? To be honest, I still didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I just knew that it was something that I was willing to put in the time and the effort for.
Andrew eventually earned a spot at Weber International in 2013. But later in the year, come October, Lunsford's path took a detour.
I had come back to Fort Myers to visit my family, and I was heading home to go back to school. It's a pretty cool morning, so I was wearing jeans, I was wearing boots, I was wearing a hoodie. I actually had gloves on my hands too, in addition to my helmet, and was actually pretty close to getting back home. And the woman pulled out in front of me, and we collided. And I remember flying through the air. The whole life flashing before your eyes thing happened. That's a real thing. All I knew was I couldn't really feel anything from my waist down. The doctor said that could be, permanent nerve damage, and so the doctor did realistically sit down and tell me that there was a chance I could never walk again. And so they gave me a realistic time frame of about a month before I would know how much, if any, usage I'd have out of my lower body.
Lunsford began to regain his physical strength. He was able to walk, jog, run. But what about kicking?
And it was about 1 a.m. I was in a Taco Bell parking lot with my older brother, Thomas. And he asked me, he's like, hey, it's looking like you're going to be able to resume normal activities. Have you tried kicking yet? And I said, no, I can't kick. And he was like, well, have you tried? And I said, no. And I just had that mental block, ever since the accident, just thinking over and over again, I can't. I had convinced myself that I couldn't. And he grabbed an empty Gatorade bottle and set it on the ground and said, take your steps and kick this. And I kicked it. And it sounds like such a silly example, but that broke the mental block in my mind. And at that point, I started to realize, I think I can do this. I think I can work back. I think I can get back to that level.
Lunsford's in his final year of eligibility here at Indiana State. A field at Memorial Stadium his brother John kicked on in 2014. This weekend, Andrew visits Williams Stadium to play against Liberty, his brother's alma mater. Sports are always made up of memorable moments. For the Lunsford family, one will be made when Andrew steps out on the Williams Stadium turf Saturday night.
I'll tell you what, I've had some of my greatest memories and some of my worst memories football-wise on that field, Williams Stadium. And I don't think there's going to be a time where I can look at Andrew and be more proud of him. Maybe when he becomes a father, that might trump it. But until then, I think that's going to be the most, regardless of what I've done, I think that's going to be the most memorable and amazing moment that I'll get to experience with Andrew come Saturday.
That's going to be so surreal. To be honest, it's, I've been able to actually go to that stadium before, to watch some of John's games, and I've watched all the games on television that I wasn't able to make in person. Being able to, I honestly can't describe it. It's going to be an amazing thing.
For more on Sycamore football, stay right here at GoSycamores.com.